About 3 months ago, I found this Acer laptop in like a dumpster, and I got it up and running, but it has a hard drive and definitely needs some new thermal paste. And I have looked at the fan on the bottom; it is filthy. So I'm going to be trying to open this and get it cleaned up, throw in an SSD to make it somewhat usable. We have 8 gigabytes of RAM in here, some third generation i5 U model. Not super good, but it'd be enough to get some basic things done, like some web browsing. Um, our specific one is like an Acer Aspire V5 571p. Let's start by removing this battery. As you can see in the bottom, we have, unfortunately, a lot of screws. I think we're going to try to start with the RAM door ones. Okay, those are removed. Although, I don't know why, but I cannot really get this open very well. I'm going to try a prying tool. Yes, that worked. We have our dual channel DDR3. I think this might be 1600 megahertz. I don't remember. If not, it's probably 1333. Yeah, I'm not going to touch that. I think next I got to remove this one. This one, I can pull the DVD drive out. Okay, those are removed. Does this just come out? Maybe I need prying tools too. Or I did something wrong. Well, I'm having trouble getting this thing out because I only have plastic tools. So I'm going to try to get this keyboard out by pushing, I guess, a toothpick through one of those screw holes. I just pop one side and look at all the crap that just came out of it. This is disgusting. Who owned this? Can I just... You know what? No. I'm just going to do this two-handed. Okay, the keyboard is loose. Do I know how to pick it up? Oh, nope, it's not loose. Okay, well, I managed to get the keyboard out somehow. Guess I have to disconnect that in a moment. Okay, the keyboard is properly removed. I'm really probably going to hate putting these ribbon cables back in later. I removed one screw right here, and that seems to have been keeping the DVD drive in this whole time, so that was a wasted effort. Keep my fingers crossed if that works or not later. I hopefully didn't break that. It looks like... Ew. It's like a freaking fingernail clipping. I believe the next step is removing all the rest of the screws. Guess I gotta disconnect these other two ribbon cables. I do not like messing with those. Upon closer inspection, you just look around and you kind of see little bits of stuff. Gross. I believe I have to remove that and that and one more over here. Pull this off or something. Oh, maybe a few others like down there. Yeah, there's a couple other ones I didn't see yet. It looks like I have to even unscrew the power button or something, maybe. Which I guess is what this connector was for. After much snapping noises, we're in. And there's our 750 gigabyte hard drive. Unfortunately, I'm just noticing now by looking at this hard drive, it says SATA 3. Wait, no, it's 3 gigabytes a second. Oh, never mind. I thought this was a SATA 3 hard drive with a SATA 2 port. Maybe I was wrong. Never mind. But I will probably be reusing this for my own personal storage. And while we're here, we're definitely going to end up doing a thermal paste replacement, but that seems to require taking the board out, which is not fun. And this is also a soldered CPU, which is unfortunate. The hard drive does have an installation of Windows 10 I put on there that wiped the previous owner's installation. I don't really have anything on there, so it doesn't matter, and I'll probably just format it. And we're going to put an SSD right here. Although I'm going to try to get this cleaned up beforehand. You know, because that's gross. Also, this was made in, like, later of 2012, like, fall 2012. Yeah. You know. And thankfully, most of the screws are the same size in this thing. Unlike, you know, some of the HP laptops and stuff, I think. Or at least some other HP products. And they're of normal size. I know this fan looks gross on the other side. It's looking like I gotta pop off these Wi-Fi antennas. And another stupid ribbon cable. I don't know how I'm even gonna disconnect this. It doesn't want to come out. But it looks like I have at least a screw here, something here. I'm not sure how this is really gonna end up working. Well, I think I got everything removed with this ribbon cable at this point. I'm gonna try to get this up. I really hate this laptop for having connectors underneath the motherboard I can't get out. There was something in the RAM area with a connector over there. I think there's something over on this side. I mean, definitely this. This really sucks. I'm never doing this again. And all just because I want to replace the thermal paste. This is... I can't get this thing to come out right now. This, like, connector thing doesn't want to come out. It is frustrating. Whatever guide I was watching sucked. And some random, like, stuff broke off. That's fun. If this thing doesn't work, which it probably won't, or I'm at least going to be missing screws, like, Okay, I got this stupid connector out, which should have been at the very beginning. It wasn't even in the video I watched. And there's our nasty fan. And other stuff. Ugh. I couldn't even get that one connector out, and I'm afraid if I got it out, I'd never get it back in. So, you know what? I'm going to change the thermal paste this way. Oh, and there's where a graphics card would be, if there was one. This is why we hate Acer, and I can't even get this little fan connector out, so I can't get the fan out. After removing magic black tape, it's out. And there's our non-existent paste from probably the manufacturer or something. I guess I'll get that clean and try to hope this thing ever works again. And if it doesn't, I really might not even keep it. Thermal crust. Oh crap, I spilled it on my mouse pad. Yummy. Well guys, if I don't exist in the future, this is probably why. Death by Acer. Hope a tree doesn't grow in my room. Or some kind of other nasty things. Ugh. It gets even worse. Who did I find in my laptop? Ew. Shit. What happens? Oh. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to steal your toothbrush to clean this. So I'll just deal with this random brush. Future me has somehow managed to get this thing kind of back together. Because I don't know. Like the speaker connector thing didn't feel like it was in there very securely, even though it was a pain to get out the first time. So if the speakers will even work, who knows? They don't sound good anyway. I'll drop the SSD in now and then hopefully try to assemble the rest of this thing, which I have extreme doubts of everything just working. Yeah, sure, that counts. I'd say there's a pretty good chance I'm going to have extra screws. I'm probably going to connect the keyboard and power button and see if this thing still turns on. And then we'll finish it. Almost got all the screws back in. Okay, keyboard and everything should be in. Now I'm going to try to plug it in. I don't have the battery plugged in. Oop. Oh my gosh, we're still here. Operating system not found, of course, because there is none. That is a relief. I'm going to fully reassemble this, and I'm going to try to get Windows on here. Windows 10. I have a 256 gigabyte SSD, by the way, that I put in there. I didn't mention that, I don't think. We also have a backlit keyboard. I'm not sure if the touchpad is going to be on or not. At least looking at the wires, it should be in. Hopefully I don't have any extra screws left over, but it wouldn't be the end of the world. I'll snap everything back together now. Can I get it with one hand? Looks like the answer to that is no. Okay, just had to double check myself if the keyboard is working, which it is, with the world's most basic BIOS ever. And that's the CPU we got. This probably is one of the most basic BIOSes on any laptops I have. I'm really going to hope that I did not mess up with putting the heatsink back on here, because I really don't want to do that again. And I think the speakers are working, because I heard a beep sound, but that, I don't know if there's a second speaker. With a tiny bit of brute force, I think I bent one of the little things that was down here a little bit. Keyboard seems to be back in. I really do not want to take this back out again, so hopefully everything works. Now I just gotta think, I think I just had to put all the screws back in the bottom now. No missing screws. We got every single one. But these like random, almost seem like these were tape at some point. Like they're just kind of, they feel like paper. Those came out, 4 of them. And a couple little pieces of plastic, which might be why I heard snapping in one of these hinges before, but the hinges seem to work. I'm going to try to install Windows 10 at this point, and I'm going to see how that goes and test if everything works properly. If this cooling system is not going to kill itself after what I just did, then we're set and this is done. And this will be the last time this laptop probably ever gets worked on, I hope. Alright, is it going to boot right to Windows 10 after I set it, or what? That took a very long time, and it might have actually not booted off the USB the first time. I went to check the boot settings, and it was... I think I didn't save it. But it looks like we're here. Oh, yes, trackpad. It might be set, assuming the cooling is fine. We'll have to check that out later. Actually, side note, this is the largest I've ever seen this window for Windows setup. I know this is 768p, but like, this is not it, man. Like, the air that's coming out of this thing feels cool, which is weird. Why is this so giant? Okay, this has a touchscreen, by the way, which is nice, but the screen isn't very good because it's just like a TN 768p. Well, 1336. You know, I don't know what I'm talking about for some reason. Well, we'll just wait and see. But this is an SSD, hopefully running at SATA 3 mode, so maybe this won't take that long. Okay. I forgot, but there's a few screen imperfections. Like, there's some little bright spots there. You're probably not going to be able to see them on camera, but there's a few little bright spots. Let's see if I can prove to you the touchscreen. Yeah. And it looks like the Wi-Fi is working. For some reason, when I install Windows on this laptop specifically, like, it doesn't give me a password creation prompt whatsoever. So it just doesn't have a password, which doesn't make any sense to me. But, whatever. I don't really care. We also have a webcam up here. Looks like garbage. I can show it off to you maybe once I'm set up. It's been like probably only like 5 minutes and we're here. That's good. Alright, I'll connect this to the internet and let Windows be Windows and update and whatever. This time it won't take me like a couple hours, I bet. I'm hearing Windows noises, so it looks like I got the sound working. I mean, I don't have the actual drivers installed yet, but you know, I'll get the proper audio drivers later, along with other drivers like the SD card reader, because it's not going to find most of these by themselves. And Acer doesn't have these on their website. I've looked. I'll have to check out some other sites to get things working. Well, everything seems to be set up now. I got some drivers so that we don't have any more warnings. So the SD card reader should also work. Yeah. I do say one thing though. If you end up getting this laptop, do not install the audio drivers, because then your speakers sound like this. Which does not happen on the Microsoft default drivers. I'm not going to be installing any games on here or anything. Don't really feel like it. It's not going to do much anyway. I might try to sell this to somebody for cheap or something that might want a laptop. Oh, I think that's going to be the end of the Acer Aspire V5, whatever it is called. Thank you for watching.